Whew. Okay. Before I say my speech, I just want to say it's great to see you all. I see a lot of familiar faces. Miss Walters, she's my old principal from elementary, so it's crazy. All right, here we go. My first memory of tennis at EPATT was when I was probably around 4 years old. I remember watching my older brothers and sisters playing tennis at Chavez. And this guy with a ponytail and sunglasses told me to grab a racket. His name was Tony. He told me to stand at the net and hold the racket in front of my face. Gripping tightly, I remember laughing as I watched the balls just bouncing off of my strings. And at the end, we were all rewarded with candy. I look back and think it was genius, you know? Tony cushioned the learning process of a complicated sport by making it fun and bribing kids with candy. And who doesn't love candy? So, hello everyone. My name is Tevita Atalakai. I am the youngest of my parents' 5 children. My 4 older siblings are actually 2 sets of twins. The twin girls came first, and 15 months later, twin boys. 3 years after my brothers, I came along to help calm things down. As you can imagine, my household was a constant whirlwind. My father worked as a mechanic during the day, and my mother worked nights as a nurse. When my mom found out about the EPATT program, she quickly applied because she was very pleased to know that we would be active after school. While we were at Chavez, my brothers and I were getting beat up and mistreated at school. So eventually, my mom was able to get us into Oak Knoll Elementary School through the Tinsley Transfer Program. When EPATT moved to Stanford, I remember playing tennis into the night because Stanford had lights on the courts. We also had access to tutors from one of the best colleges in the world. The 5 of us, we really enjoyed the program, but for me, EPATT was like another family. My brothers and sisters, as twins, always had each other, but I was always the odd man out. At EPATT, I was able to make friends, and I was able to make friends to fill that void. Eventually, we all grew up and grew out of the program. Well, it was more, we grew in and out of the program. I was in and out of EPATT, and I was playing other sports too. I finished 8th grade, and that was my last time at EPATT as a student. So, 5 years later, Dave called me and asked if I was interested in learning to become a tennis coach. My response was, why? I sucked. Today, I am definitely able to say that I made the right decision and to say yes. Through EPATT, I had the good fortune to learn from some of the best coaches in the world, like Dick Gould, David Gacki, Paul Goldstein, Brandon Coop, Michael Jessup, Jack Hellu, Julio Hermosillo, Nicky Ofa, Wesley Merritt, Paco Lopez, and even my brother, Lupe Talakai. All of their wisdom and mentorship prepared me for a career and the ability to make a difference in the lives of our youth. I enjoy helping my students see improvement, build their self-esteem, and learn to love the game, and more importantly, to love themselves. But what I am most proud of is what I gained from EPATT. I now have a career that I really enjoy. If you ever question that a little grain of sand could make a difference, I'm here to tell you that it can. For me, learning in school was never my forte because I struggled with ADHD. But that doesn't mean that I didn't learn valuable lessons from EPATT. As a little kid, I never thought that I would become a coach, let alone in the game of tennis. But EPATT did that for me, and I'm forever grateful. To all the EPATT staff, thank you. I teach my students to be strong and confident, just like Keisha taught me. I teach my students to be patient and kind, just like Dave and the rest of my tennis family showed me. I learned from Pat that food is really the way to my heart. And to the rest of the staff, thank you for your kind hearts and generous amounts of time. It's people like you that make the world a better place. Coach Gould once told me, every ball is an opportunity to get better. You can interpret that however you like. But for me, that changed my life. Thank you.